Hello and welcome to An Evening with me, your host, O'Trayalp. Tonight we are joined by a small YouTuber that has recently hit a major milestone of 100 subscribers. He asked the people what they wanted, and here tonight for a special one-off Q&A is Playertwo. Playertwo, everyone! Welcome Playertwo to the show. Thank you ever so much for being here. Now we've had plenty of questions sent in, so let's not hang about anymore. Question number 1 comes from Sam Pennels, and she asks, why did you decide to start doing live streams? Oh wow, what a good question. Well, I think I was always going to try live streaming, but I wanted to gain more experience, more self-confidence in myself before actually going for it. A lot of people I've met through doing, YouTube and things like that gave me a lot of support, advice, to go for it really. And personally, the way that I sort of see things, I need to see progress in a way in order to believe in myself more. To see that I'm doing the right things, that people actually enjoy what they're seeing. I'm not just doing it for my sake more than anything. And I must say I've had a tremendous amount of support. Oh, very nice, yes. My accent keeps changing, and I'm sorry about that, but that's the way it goes. Frodo Fraggins TV has sent in a question, and he says, who's your favorite small YouTuber of all time? The answer should be obvious. That's my boy! Frodo! Well, I don't just have one, my dude. Cue the plugs of my favorite people. I'm a big fan of loads of smaller YouTubers. After all, without them, I wouldn't be where I am at the moment. 100 subscribers is absolutely crazy to me. Like, it really is crazy. So there's just too many people to name. What I will do is that I'll put some of their links down in the description. If you want to go and check them out, the people that have helped me get to this point today, feel free to. They've got excellent content, obviously. So yeah, I can't just choose one. Okay, so now we're moving on to Heroine X Hero, and they've asked, will the mask ever change? Will there be different masks in the future? What is this accent? Firstly, great question, and yes, it will at some point change. Every time that I play a game, I'll add a sticker to the mask, and the sticker book that I'm choosing from, some of the stickers are massive and then some are very, very small, so it depends on how quickly the mask fills up. But eventually, when it is finally full, I will, if the people want to, do a giveaway of the mask, and then we can start another one. So basically, yeah, so there will be different masks in the future. Okay, now moving on, we've got a duo from Scandinavia, and they've got about 400,000 questions. We best make a start then. Okay, and their first question says, what are your dreams for your channel? Right, with regards to the channel, it's hard to say if I've got dreams for it because, it's a lot of work. You have to put a lot of work and effort into it. I want to enjoy making videos first and foremost. Making friends through it, making collaborations with it, that's we've got to enjoy doing it. So whatever comes from it, that's fantastic. But I think if you place too much emphasis on trying to make it work, then it's probably not going to. What I mean by that is that if your only focus is getting the subscribers, getting the numbers, then you're doing it, in my opinion, for the wrong reasons. Okay. When did you decide that you wanted to start with YouTube? Well, this is an interesting one actually. I thought about this for quite a while. I really love being creative. I like making things. I like entertaining. I like being sort of the Joker kind of thing. I found out that I was playing lots of games. So I thought, why not? Go for it. What's the worst that can happen? It's sucky. Oh well, move on with your life. They also ask, what genre of games do you like the most? Right, I had to think about this one, but the more that I think about it, the games that I play the most of are like RPG games, action-adventure games they've got to have a storyline for me, most importantly, one way or the other. The kind of games that allow you to challenge yourself throughout the game, so like you're not just doing the same thing over and over and over again. There's different ways to do it, there's different ways to customize it, and yeah, things like that. Good question though. Another question from HGC, they ask, are you going to make vlogs in the future? Well, at the moment, considering the fact that I wear a mask, I think that it wouldn't really work. It'd be a bit weird, you know, that I'm walking down the street and I've got the mask on, or if I go into the store, I've got a mask. Do you know what I mean? It defeats the point. Maybe in the far future, if I end up doing some kind of face reveal, then I could start doing vlogs. Who knows? We'll see. They also ask, oh my god. They also ask, what is the one tip to get more followers? Alright, at this point, I just want to say, I've gone too far with the accent. I can't remember what it was, so you're gonna have to just deal with it. Alright, followers or subscribers, you know, whichever. I said, mainly, it's all about community. I think if, like I said in the other question, if you worry too much about the numbers, then I personally think you're doing it for the wrong reasons. They come with it, they're like an added bonus with it, but I don't think that's all that you sign up for when you do something like this. So I think the numbers will come eventually. If you do want to increase it, the best way is just simply to talk to people. Talk to people in the same boat as you, talk to people in the same genre as you, talk to people who are, you know, in the same position as you, you know? That's the best way to do it. For me personally, I found that really difficult because I'm not confident in that kind of way. I find that quite awkward, and so a lot of the times I've had to force myself into situations that normally I would have shied away from. So that's the way to do it. You've got to start speaking to people, build a community, build companionships, build support for each other. That's what it's all about. They say, how else did you come up with your nickname? So, okay, nickname? You mean my username, Playertwo? Right, so I play games for fun. And at the moment, when I especially started doing this in December, there's a lot of competitive gaming going on at the moment. In FIFA, in Call of Duty, in what are these other games? Rainbow Six Siege. In everything, there's competitive, and I think nowadays, in order to become sort of good at this game, you have to be good at a game, like immense at a game, in order to get to that elite level to sort of interest people. So I thought that if they're going to be the player ones of this world, I'm not one of those, so I'm the player two. Does that make sense? Okay, they say, do you have any pets? Yes, I do. I have 2 pets. They are both cats, and they are like my children. I love them dearly, but they are shits at the same time. Okay, HGC also asks, what kind of hobbies do you have? Well, personally, I love playing games, Xbox games, whatever games really, as long as you can get sort of fun out of them with it. I like playing football as well, or soccer, as you Americans call it. But to be honest, if one of my friends came and was like, do you want to go rock climbing? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? I'd be more than up for that. So anything really, to be perfectly honest, there's no major thing. And their final question, believe it or not, was what was the first game you ever played as a kid? What is that? Well, now this, when I first read this question, really, my memories just went because the main first console that I had growing up was the original PlayStation, you know, like the kind of squashed rectangle kind of shape. You know, you had one big button to start it, one big button to open it, and obviously it was discs still back then. So the original PlayStation, and I can remember me and my dad playing PlayStation games in my bedroom. I think it was like a Scooby-Doo game or something along those kind of lines. But prior to that, using somebody else's console, I remember playing the very old school sort of Mario, the first kind of open world game where you could sort of choose the levels that you go to. The 1996 classic Super Mario 64. That was the game. So thank you very much for all those questions, my guys. Okay, we got Israel Mania has questioned you, which Kanto starter is your favorite? Oh man, what a question this is. What a question. But the question is great. The answer is easy. The one and only Charmander is my favorite Pokemon. He is the starter. He'll always be number 1. He's the boy. He's the boy. Let me know who yours is, Israel. I want to know who yours is down in the comments, man. Okay. Instant Transmission Gaming has commented, what is your favorite gaming trilogy? Holy crap, what a question that is. When I saw this question, I have to admit, I had to research it just so that I could be more accurate in saying it's an official game trilogy. But when I saw this, the memories flooded back. It was like I was 15, 16 years old again. Easy peasy. Trilogy for me, Metal Gear Solid. The first MGS, then you got the Sons of Liberty, and then you got Snake Eater. Such an epic series. That is the one and only, right there. Okay, moving on. Maximus questions you, what is your favorite game of all time? Oh my god. Oh my god. Right, that is probably one of the most difficult questions I've ever had, because how do you choose one? So when I was thinking about this, right, I had to go, right, I narrowed it down to games that I played the most of, and whenever I think back to games that I enjoy playing, these are the ones that kind of, you know, flash out at me. And so I've got it down to 3 games, okay? My first one is, like I just mentioned, Metal Gear Solid. I would say that Snake Eater, out of those 3, was my favorite one. So between that, Borderlands, don't know if anybody's ever seen that, but I was absolutely besotted with that game. Phenomenal game, absolutely loved it. So that, and then the game that has been remastered to every teenager's wet dream is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. That game is something else. So I gotta be honest, Maximus, it's gotta be between those 3. I can't really pick, to be perfectly honest. I can't. Let me know what yours is down in the description. Not description, the comments. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, moving on. We got a question from Joyful Death here. What an oxymoron. Asking, what is your next mask gonna be? Right, what a question. No ideas as yet, to be perfectly honest. I've seen a couple that I quite like the look of, and I was just saying I got the inspiration from Army of Two. So, maybe another one of those kind of things, but it depends when I get rid of this one. So I might have to do a thing of where I choose some that I like the look of, and then I let the subscribers decide, because I don't want to upset nobody. Okay, moving on. We have got Crispy Dips asking you, why am I a French fry? Oh, why are you a French fry? It's because you secretly want to be a salad, but you're not confident enough to tell anybody. Love you, Crispy! Okay, moving on. We have a question from Tom Paine asking, who is your favorite YouTuber? Wow. That's a difficult one because it changes over time. When I first started watching YouTube, going back a couple of years, because without my brother, I probably wouldn't be watching any at all, to be honest. He told me about Vanoss and H2O Delirious and people of that ilk, and when I first started out, I loved their GTA videos and stuff, and as I've gotten a bit older, I've moved away from that a little bit. So at the moment, my absolute favourite is Jacksepticeye. I just find him hilarious. I really enjoy his videos. And I want to know how to edit sound like he does, so it doesn't sound like I'm breaking the microphone all the time. I also like watching Markiplier. They're kind of like a group, so to speak. Their outros are hilarious. You know, Mark's less, so he just goes bye-bye, but for some reason, every single time just makes me laugh. And with Jacksepticeye's, see you the dudes! I can't do the end bit. I wish I could. Something like that. It's brilliant. Okay, next question comes from Vexis, and she asks, what my favorite possession is and why? Right. When I first saw this, Vex, I must admit, I thought, wow, that's such a cool question, because not many people think about it that way. Well, mine is a brown wooden box that sits on my shelf, and it's full of all the personal mementos that I like to keep, ranging from photos, letters, items, things that mean a lot to me. So without a question of a doubt, that is my favorite possession. She also asks, apples, pears, kiwis, tomatoes, or taking over the world? I must admit that when I first saw this question, I googled it thinking it was like a reference from like a show or something. It's not, unless it's something I've never heard of. So basically, I don't really like pears. Don't really like kiwis. I like tomato ketchup, but I don't like tomatoes. So, taking over the world, please. And I'll do it one tomato at a time. Okay. And the last question. And the last question comes from Yemi the Ferret. And he asks, if you could be an animal for the day, which animal would you choose? Okay, just for a day, I'd become a ferret, right? That's the only right answer, surely. Yeah, I'd go for ferret for a day. If it was for longer, I think I would choose a cat, because that way of life is just so simple. They sleep, they eat, they go outside for a bit, and repeat. It's not a difficult life, is it? Right. Breaking, well, so to speak, character. I would just like to say thank you to everybody that has posted a question. Thank you very much for getting me to this milestone. It's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. Thank you so much to all of you that have, supported my videos, liking, commenting, sharing, and going on to my live streams, and just involving yourself with me. Thank you so much for that support. We'll keep it going. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've had a really good time making it. So here's to the future. Thank you ever so much for watching it, guys, and until next time, I'll see you later.